Abusia minchia o na mesanso emu akwaba emfa wo emra eye be media GH so abusia sisi ameno ekase eye ade a national security atumi akwakofa eye papa Maxwell Kufujuma ni na ne se omo sesom sika bi na se it is alleged say 50 million Ghana cedis bi akwakodi eye papa yi enchen na abusia bibe bisa say na Maxwell Kufujuma no ono ene hwan abusia oye eye papa former president na na kwakofo ado nase ene sa papa yi na chese abra na ado ewo aban mu no oma papa yi appointment ana papa yi edi dwuma de ma eye omai Ghana na dwuma die no mu no na sese ya mo afiri eye aban mu mo ko opposition no hwehwemu adadi amamu ahu se sa papa yi abra na obo adwuma na chese na ode edwuri eye omai no sika ode bi etonton eye omai no enioma na oton na odiska no de ehye ne ho a enya asem ketua sisi hwehwemu adadi national security for akwakofa no me pesa mkasa ba no pese yekọ na ekokotie ensem no mu ankasa enchire mu yie na so yie na se ho adwenche bia abamodin abusia na ya kire ya adwen ha da so ye be media GH so se ene de dike woni twa channel so a eni die kwan so ye be so be subscribe e de amaye boy notification bell no so for more podcast updates yam konin kuti ni ato eye His Excellency former president na da kwakofo ando nase ni ato ni sesia
etiefo me mo bibia akwaba eba Melodies TV. So there is a breaking news coming through say Maso Kofijuma national security for akwakochino. Now for people who don't know Maso Kofijuma, I think that we've talked about him before. But for people who don't know, we'll still talk about him. And then you better show the possible reasons in here national security for Akwakochino. Now, Maso Kofijuma eye President Akufo-Addo, yebeka se ni in-law. Ati asiye, in-law. Na yeka se President Akufo-Addo in-law anatre se Maso Kofijuma ba ware President Akufo-Addo ba. Ati asiye. Na under NPP time, any of them Maso Kofijuma ekoto Gihok. Na for people who don't know Gihok, I think that we've talked about this before, but we'll still talk about it. What I say for people who don't know Gihok, Gihok a government company will produce insa. What I say, I remember the reason why I'm saying is I think we've talked about it before. And I remember say you call Gihok for on my website, and then you try. Insa no more produce ache, but since that time yes I started, and a lot of people have joined the family now. So the best we'll do is that we'll go there and then we'll bring you every single thing. So we talk about the story and then you understand. Okay, the entire watching possible reasons in tea. But if today is your first time here, I have launched my Facebook. Na book no on my personal life, how I was able to reduce weight from 130 to 100. No kwani nyamye nimni mo ato book no meniso. A lot of people have bought the book. A lot of people are reaching out to me and all that on the book. Some people are getting motivated. Omo read the book ni ebi mo kra book no mato amomma obi frame me say neba na neba no we put you on weight. Okase bia neba ni nti wato book na ma neba and all that. Muni na medamo ase. Mo ato book no mo adwen krofo ho medase. O wadamfo bi na ohena say or weight now also reduce weight. This is a good one you can buy for the person. The link is in the comment box. You can get the ebook or you get the hard copy. Hard copy, no, for now, no, it is only being produced by Amazon, and then you get it until you get in now abrochia or that Amazon for be printed no more the amount. That's for the hard copy. The production in Ghana, no, we are yet to do it. But if you want the ebook ni say obenya book no phone so no way ready. And then there you can get it anywhere. So through mobile money. Link no our comment box no more. 20 cedis pay. What you say? 20 cedis. Once you pay through mobile money, you get the book, you download the book, and then you read it. Mr. Remo, if you read the book, learn. What you say? Read the book no. Now the times are was say the right time I was say we did ebema we lose weight. You see, people don't know, but losing weight no. And yet chinchina in the book no. Ma tro bibia ma what you say. You can just be walking every day. Also, we out there Nancy Kakra. Na time a matro will book nim say didi no. This time so and you see the effect it's going to have on your life. What you say, it will build your strength. If you lose weight, the benefit you are going to get from it. Anyway, send your mark. I'll do a special video on the book, and then we'll talk about that later. But then again, any book ni kwa na meton mesremo. Sisi ade meton enya mapa any book ne pe. Another new thing na media ba meton no, and then that screen enim atare mesremo we Melodies exclusive. Melodies TV exclusive Legacy of Ghana Heritage T-shirt. Mesremo atare we obunhu obebi ayeme na maye. Nto he atare na Kwame Nkrumah na mede Mahama. Ati ase enti Mahama Kwame Nkrumah abonsem ama Mahama. Me ye NDC ni na me maye matare. Ohwe na so ye MPP ni na ompe Mahama asem ama me kase enti amatare no. Eni atare na $20. Eni Kwame Nkrumah bonsem ama Mahama. Ene ne matare amaye. Ohwe na se ope idea no weni so a atare no eno nso link no ubehu. In fact uhwe video we uhwe baby ebetro view product view product na ubehu say book no wo ho atare no nso wo ho nti say book no na won pekra na meshawo de to atare no ma me atare de obi ahye ebi ana wo no uni wait nti ube so be lose weight mesremo atare no eni ohwa efe yie to na hye ma me mesrewo to atare no na hye ma me eni nti eno no yenko maso Kofi Dwuma so this is the breaking news coming through. I say former Gihok boss Maso Kofi Dwuma picked up by security operatives. I say the personnel arrived at Dwuma's home on Sunday, 29 June, to effect the arrest after a request to speak with him. Now, I say the personnel arrived. I say Ashanti Regional Communication Director of the New Patriotic Party, Paul Yando, who confirmed the development, said the officer showed something on a phone they claimed was a warrant and insisted on arresting him immediately. They denied him the chance to change clothes before being taken away in a pickup vehicle to the Ashanti Regional Police Command. He is currently in custody, awaiting further instructions from Accra, Yando told Asase News. 3 lawyers have since arrived to offer legal representation, but no formal charges have been communicated. Additionally, neither the police nor any national security agency has officially claimed responsibility for the operation. This is the MPP Communications Director, and Oni Asasi Radio for Kasa say indeed, Maso Kofi Dwuma yachino. Yesi security officials be banifi. Emma wamoba betre adie bi ano mususu say a warrant. Mind you, Asasi Radio is speaking from the perspective of an MPP platform. And if they are speaking, say they showed something like a warrant, they claim to be a warrant. You know what they are trying to do. But Nini Nemuno say, yeah, the warrant ekoye. Atia say, Osiyando described it as an act of political persecution. This is not the democracy we are building. It appears the president is using state institutions to suppress the opposition, he stated. The party's Ashanti Regional Secretary has also been briefed and is reportedly on its way to the police station at the time of filing this report. Maybe MPP for say. So is this what you guys are going to put your lives down to be doing? Say ye chimuni pebia. Mobe bomo ho dompem na mo akwa kogu or say munja ye nipa no. So at what point would the MPP say, listen, hold our people accountable? Because it looks like every single nipebia ebechina were related to the MPP and I say or having links to the MPP piano. MPP for say political persecution. You don't want you people don't want accountability, eh? You don't want anything to do with accountability or what? Or say on 15th May, security operatives stormed Dwuma's residence in an attempt to recover state vehicles reportedly in his possession. Say it was in May, and I made a report in the bar why you say Yomoko Nifi Ekokoje vehicles, state vehicles via you see no use no. Yes. He was not present at the time of the operation. Reports suggest Dwuma is under investigation for allegedly financial impropriety during his tenure. Key concerns include the questionable acquisition of company vehicles and unauthorized sale of assets. Naeme de say, Asasi Radio, omo, MPP for omompo eka se maso Kofi Dwuma. He has been under investigation for some time now. Na nyama na ye investigating no ene say Oyusu company no aban sika e de koto cars embra na oni authority. Oyusu ne pe e de ton aban ejapade embra board members ama ne coin. Inti se nyama we ni na nipa kro ne ye. Nende aposifo akonifi akwakoche no. Na mo MPP for mo say a political persecution there. Then I think that there is something wrong somewhere. I say a 2019 letter from the Gihot board approved Mr. Dwuma's purchases of a Genesis G90 sedan for 4,900 cedis, just 5% of its value. In 2019, car a friend a Genesis is it C or G90? And my mentor must have car chrono Genesis G90. Let me show you the value of the car because me melody send so me say me koto sa car na ye beto ama me saying Genesis G90. Okay, Genesis G90. I mean for Yenko Gigi, okay? Yenko Gigi. Because Gigi na say Ghana. Yeah, no be ehu. What I say Gigi na Ghana say Engro 4% motor car na mo hwe the prices of cars are sebe ombetumi akọ he yen hwe eye Genesis meba Genesis G90 eye company car na eye company car any Genesis G90 car ni ohwe car ne boa 1 million Ghana cedis. It's here for this is the car. Genesis G90. Any mo de mo car no. I want you to see the car. Mo car ni ye. Obi anhu car no. What you say? Look at the car well. Look at the car well. Genesis G90 car ni. Gina so ankasa. What you say? Sedan car. Enye 4 wheel. And the price over 1 million Ghana cedis. Car ketwa. This is the car. Car we a car ketwa. A car ketwa. Genesis G90. Car nini. Wempo ye 2021. 2021 year model car. Car na price ye 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Yesi Kofi Dwuma eto car na aban car o car ye de aban si car to. Allegedly Kofi Dwuma or the 4,000 cedis spend eto car no. Na aden. Aden. Yes, Kofi Dwuma the 4,000 cedis and a talk ano. Nende abai fufuro aba na yepese ye holding account na sa na ye ne ne se na ka aban fufuro beba no na the previous aban no mato cars na wa aban aso ye. Ende aban fufuro aba na o holding nipa accountable no wakwa konya warrant na wa aban nipa ni fi aba be chi na. Yes, ye political persecution. Inti ye de na call police of police central inti no ye kwa ye de. Are we serious? At what point will we tell ourselves say baby ade na do no? Say we need to fight corruption. And I mean, at what point are we going to tell ourselves? Because it looks like the MPP are not willing or they are not ready to do that. Or say an independent valuation had pegged the car's worth at nearly, but enokrano over here, I've shown you the car, but even in that letter, and now even as I say for reports, no, almost say car na ne boy 100,000 cedis. As I see radio for na can say car no ne boy 100,000. Say Genesis ne boy 100,000. One train bibi e wodi ngongo to. Car ni Gigi, yes car ni 1.2 million Ghana cedis. As I see radio for say car ni 100,000 cedis. Mate say 100,000 cedis ah. Munche baby a ton 100,000 cedis na Ghana for be brive kwa kotobi. Genesis ni 100,000. Hey. Nende ope Elantra cry saying. Mama treble and ope Elantra cry saying. Let me show you. Genesis ni 100,000. Asa Epesi ya ne limit na car ni 1 million ni bakuna kwa ton 4,000 cedis and they say car ni 100,000. Elantra cry 90,000 when put your 2013 model Elantra 2013 model and no put 90,000. 2013 model cry. We Elantra 2017 model 200,000. 200,000. Obie nim say Genesis can we nim say Elantra. But as I see radio for say Genesis near 100,000. Yate. But even if Genesis near 100,000, hey. I say he's also accused of holding on to 2 additional vehicles, including an Audi valued at over $60,000, one of which was reportedly used by his son. One of the vehicles has since been returned to Accra. Yes, and you see, the truth is that when the MPP was in opposition, Nkrofo kan say Kofi Dwuma ne bana wawari President Akufo-Addo bano company car ena wotwi eye Gihok omo car Audi car bi. What you say? Inti say yes, car no e boy $60,000. Na neba ena na wotwi car no. As the further allegations involve unauthorized sale of Gihok properties in Tema worth over $700,000 and claims of bloated staff numbers under his leadership. Investigations are still underway. Inti asase radio for ankasa nsemo a wo mo kan fa Kofi Dwuma President Akufo-Addo ni in-law ehun. Ene say wasanso akoton aban properties bi a ewo Tema eye $700,000. And even if the dollar is 10, $700,000 you're saying 7 million Ghana cedis. Yes, what wakoton san japade no. But MPP, me see, we MPP ni na Ashanti region na wutie me. Na umpanyifo no be catch say monko police station ho na monko sun monko ye dede say yenja Kofi Dwuma. You need to know the entire ababeche no na bisa ho say nti papa yi wote ho allegedly wo di day we ni na no wo no the entire na 1 cedi mpo 1 mile. Na so ma 1 cedi kra na 700,000 or wakwakoton ejapades allegedly $700,000 and obre 1 cedi. Who value ye 1 cedi? Baby edru no sebe me de bia make politicians omunya positions a omo mu di del eyo mu busianfo. Inti baby ade ne du no. Se nkrofo bi beba no mo aba besu ejina ewia mu nsuo mu nanse nsuo to. Nkrofo bi beba aba begina ewia mu nsuo mu no mo esu a eye na busianfo na wo se ba besu. Kona kope obe bi koda. Kona kokope obe bi kokoda. Media futu amemeto no. Don't waste your time. Now, let me show you, for people who don't know Gihok distilleries, no. Let me show you. Gihok distilleries, no. What they do. Here we are near call in Semnimu. What you say? Because when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was talking about Gihok, no, people thought say he was lying. In Semena, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama now Gihok distilleries any company nini ensa womoye for people who don't know omoye snap ati ase snap abosomfo bosom ati ase omo epeno Gihofo snap what Ghana and Sani efe Castle Bridge. Yes, one is popular pan Gihok for na eye Heba freak, say what that? Heba freak. Omo mu chance and omo kan Heba freak. Gihok for na Takai. So you be our no mensa na unim Takaya. Gihok for na Akpet dry gin. You be our mensa na unim Akpet dry gin na Gihok for na Ati ase Sorrento. What in Sani friend Sorrento na Gihok for na sansani na. Aban ejapade. Na let's go to the controversies. Kofi Dwuma, Juma, Lenjana mechanic Duma, Juma. So this story was published. I say Kofi Dwuma's leadership at Gihok, progress, controversies, and calls for accountability. Let's read this story from Modern Ghana. I see introduction. Kofi Dwuma's tenure as CEO of Gihok Distilleries has been a mixed legacy, marked by significant reforms that revitalized the company, but also controversies surrounding financial mismanagement, while his leadership introduced new products, rebranding efforts, and operational restructuring. Allegations of excessive allowances, debt accumulation, and worker protest have raised concerns about accountability in state-owned enterprises. This article examines both his contributions and the controversies, while exploring legal pathways for prosecution if wrongdoing is established. Now, you say Oba Hono, Oba Besisa Nyama bi, achievements na yedian. For the benefit of the doubt, we need to read it. I say under Jume's leadership, Gihok distilleries experienced notable improvements. Product innovation, the introduction of new alcoholic beverages expanded the company's market reach. Entino, Gihok no, ensa maso Kofi Dwuma bae no, or the ensa foforo bae, or the ideas foforo bae no mo ye ensa foforo. Me sure say sa akpet dry gin no, I no cry what they buy. Me sure say no this idea no buy. Rebranding efforts. A refreshed corporate identity improved brand visibility and consumer engagement. Operational restructuring, streamlining processes, enhanced efficiency and reduced operational bottlenecks. Market expansion, strengthening Gihok's presence in both local and international markets, positioned it for future growth. Also, these efforts were widely recognized as instrumental in preventing the company's collapse and positioning it for long-term sustainability. Controversies and allegations. As a 40,000 cedis weekly allowance, reports suggest that Dwuma allocated himself a weekly payment of 40,000 cedis in addition to his salary and fuel allowance. Enti, yesi oba ya oba be dani penyi wo hono. Otua ne ho 40,000 cedis every single week. And yesi bia wonji pay o, ni pay wo ho a woje. Now so woje 40,000 as allowance every week. Fuel allowance wo ho. It is a nipe no amfa ne nsa nkakra na 40,000 there every week onya. Hey, Charlie. Hey, na sana state enterprises here running na. Hey, every week we assign 40,000 cedis as allowance amane ho. Week bia onya 40,000. Asrameti. As a debt accumulation, excessive borrowing under his leadership allegedly plunged Gihok into financial distress. So what's the essence of rebranding, market expansion, operational restructuring, the product innovation when you've accumulated debt? What's the essence of the business? Ejumane say, mo ton o rebrande na ye Ghana for fe. Na Ghana for aba beto. Na company ni sika. That's the essence of rebranding. Meboa. The meat, the heart of rebranding no. Si ye ka se ye rebrandi bibia. Simply ye ni ye. Meboa. Na Ghana for aye de yin. Aba beto. Enye se ye ni ye na aye fekeke. So that at the end of the day ye benye sika efrim. Inti se o say why you rebranding? Why a product innovation? Who the new product eba? Nini na yesika o. Mi the new product eba na nkrofo ato ni genye sika. Operational restructuring. Nini na yesika? Ye restructure operations to so that we will be efficient. Ni etumi nya sika meboa. Market expansion. Nini na yesika? Ye ma nkrofo ana nkomu nim yen aba be hu yen. No mo nso atobi. Se nini na at the end of the day di sika beba. Na wo ye nyama we ni na awie ye no. Wa ba be boka. So what's the essence of that effort? Wakwa bobosia excessively ababe boka. As the excessive borrowing under his leadership allegedly plunged Gihok into financial distress. As the unpaid wages and worker protest. Employees have protested against unpaid salaries and alleged mismanagement. And you see, Master Kofi Dwuma has been on record. Wababe katre workers. Want ho say wunim. That time na protest yesi galam say because workers no see a government workers. Obe mo one and say who nim na ye oko protest ni bia no obe pamel. Obi ya abanye dwuma no. On si amfa ne ho obe pamel. En enkonko si hwe oye president Akufo-Addo no ye still oye president Akufo-Addo in law. Opamewa hwan na betumi ani bibi obi antumi nya ohu. Enti yesi adwumayefo No almost complaining because yenti omoka only one koka unpaid salaries. Now you use money to rebrand products. No more moye products no yenti omoka. See, procurement irregularities. Concerns have been raised about non-transparent procurement processes that may have led to inflated contracts. And if there's one thing today we've come to know, in fact, even when they were in power, we knew. If there's one thing we knew about the MPP, President Ekufuado's governance, the fact that procurements processes need the sebe or more the tobola mukra. Or more fun to say serious than procurement, no. Oh, Bola case. I say these allegations have sparked debates about accountability in state-owned enterprises, with critics calling for greater transparency in financial operations. Now, the article goes further to write legal considerations and recommendations for prosecution. If wrongdoing is established, legal action could be pursued under Ghana's financial and corporate governance laws. Key areas for investigation include financial mismanagement and embezzlement. I said the 40,000 Ghana Cedi weekly allowance raises concerns about misuse of public funds. If funds were misappropriated, prosecution could be pursued under Section 179A of Ghana's Criminal Offences Act 960, which addresses causing financial loss to the state. Inti yebe to me abon for causing financial loss to the state because of that 40,000 cedis here allegedly or assigned to Nehon as allowance every single week. Procurement violations. If procurement processes were manipulated for personal gain, charges could be filed under Ghana's Public Procurement Act 2003 Act 663. Investigators should examine whether contracts were awarded without due process or involved conflicts of interest. Labor rights violations. Worker protests over unpaid wages suggest potential violations of labor laws. So, how do we have point 3 way there mean who say aye juma wa Ghana da say obia violating labor rights in Chinatum. I've not seen it before. I mean who that no. I don't think say the Attorney General even go there. But I feel say the Attorney General might look at the procurement and then final. So you see, as I see radio amayati as you say, Maso Kofi Juma has been under investigation for some time. Intiende yakwa kwa chene dia na say investigation no adu baby a ye conclude ye the warrant ekoye ene ye kokoche no utie story a wo mo ka omo atretre mu. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama asemo a wo kan yani o say, how can you sell alcohol and still be in debt? Mahama asks former Gihok bosses. And it's a very brilliant question. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be say, I say, ebesi den, o se wo ton nsa, nanso o se waboka. And this should tell you say, Maso Kofi Juma Gihok na wakoko tena no. Eka na ye say, omo boy no, enye me here say, because the President, His Excellency, has talked about it. As the President John Dramani Mahama has expressed disbelief over the financial struggles of Gihok Distilleries Company Limited, questioning how an alcohol-producing firm could incur significant losses despite strong local demand. Addressing workers at the May Day parade held at Independence Square in Accra on Thursday, May 1st, President Mahama referenced recent reports indicating that Gihok Distilleries recorded financial losses in both 2022 and 2023. Mahama said the situation was especially concerning given the high and consistent demand for alcoholic beverages in Ghana. How can you sell alcohol and be in debt? When I was president, Gihok was making a profit because Ghanaians, when we are happy, we drink alcohol. When we are sad, we drink alcohol. So how can an alcohol manufacturing company make losses? He used the example to highlight broader concerns about mismanagement within state-owned enterprises and called for stronger accountability. Now, President Nimu are calling for stronger accountability. What are you saying? And this was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. What's he saying? Any a tongue wensa a boka. Usi den tongue wensa a boka.